All right, y'all. This has been a real nasty case, and I haven't talked about it much because it's vile. Y'all know David. This goes all the way back to last year. Celeste Rivas was found in his trunk, dismembered, and it took months to finally make an arrest. Now he's been officially charged as of this Monday. A lot of people were waiting for today, and I think what happened is what we all assumed should happen. There was no way that they was going to command you just let David walk. That would have caused too much uproar. Although I know y'all are going to ask why it took so long to arrest him. I hear the argument that the body was in bad shape and they couldn't pull enough evidence, but regardless, he got charged today, and that's the big news. The charges are continuous sexual abuse of a child, murder, murder for financial gain, murder to prevent testimony, murder by lying in wait, use of a deadly weapon, and mutilation of human remains. And as I said in a previous video, there's no way you have all this evidence of him messing with this girl when she was underage and couldn't at least get him on that. Even if you couldn't prove the killing, the evidence of that relationship was right there. And by the way, all these charges are basically everything the internet already figured out. So internet, give yourself a pat on the back because y'all did the investigation for the police. All they had to do was bring the charges. Now he pleaded not guilty today. And of course, on the internet, it's like, bro, just give it up. It's also being reported that during these 7 months, while waiting to see how things shook out, he was partying at his house. Neighbors said they heard loud music. Some even thought the house was vacant, but allegedly he was in there partying. And people want to know who was at those parties. Who would party with a guy who had a 14-year-old found in his trunk? And by the way, looking at the messages, they're saying he may have been messing with her as young as 12, which is crazy. The murder for financial gain and murder to prevent testimony charges line up with what everybody on the internet was already saying, that the girl was allegedly pregnant and he didn't want that coming out because it would ruin his career and prove he was involved with an underage girl. The last evidence of life was April 23, 2025, and the assumption is that's the day Celeste went to his house, threatened to expose the relationship, and that's when he did what he did. Horrible situation. I see people online saying she should have handled it differently, but guys, she was a teenager. She was young. Most people that age don't think things through, and it might not have even started like that. They could have gotten into an argument, she said something, he felt like he had everything to lose, and it went left. We don't know exactly what happened, but the last evidence of life was April 23, 2025.
He pleaded not guilty and is looking for a preliminary trial, which is basically where they determine if there's enough probable cause to go to trial. David is not receiving any bail. If you watched the hearing today, that judge looked like she was not playing with him at all. I also saw a lot of people talking about how he looked in the courtroom. To me, he looked nervous, scared. Sometimes when people are facing life, they get that look like it's all over. I've seen that look multiple times. But we also have to remember, this man is 21 years old. At 18, when he first started getting fame and people started liking his music, in a short amount of time, he ruined his career, his reputation, and his family's reputation. If he spends the rest of his life in prison, that's probably what he'll think about most. His life was over before it even started. And then you add in the fact that he did this to this child. We see this all the time with athletes and artists, blessed with fame and fortune at a young age, and somehow they throw it all away. Now, in my opinion, on his defense, is going to go one of two ways. He either admits to having a relationship with this underage girl, which I don't see any jury letting him walk after that, not with her body found decomposing in his trunk, or, and I think this is where it's heading, he's going to say she was just a fan. There are already messages proving they knew each other. All those Discord messages, I think he's going to say she was a fan having issues at home, he was trying to help her, trying to be her friend, and he has no idea how her body ended up in his trunk. That's going to be his defense if you ask me. I also think he's going to try to blame the parents because a lot of people online are already asking where her parents were. She had a history of running away from home and people keep asking that question. So the defense is going to try to say the parents were mistreating her and she was running to David and he was just trying to help. Do I think it's going to work? No. I don't think anything saves him unless there's video of somebody else committing the crime while he's provably on tour. Because if he did that, it means he put her in that trunk while she was already gone, dismembered, and then went on tour, and then the partying on top of that. Some people are going to look at that like a celebration. Whether he was trying to party before his life ended or whatever, you're still out here partying after this girl was found in your trunk.
And who goes to that party? People online are already talking about everyone who went to his shows after the news came out. It's crazy.
With all these charges, he's looking at life in prison. And that brings me to the internet. I see people talking about public executions and trying to make this about race and all kinds of other stuff. I think a lot of us need to focus on the fact that this girl is gone and her family just lost their child, their little girl. A lot of people, and maybe you can include me in that, but I know my intentions are pure. A lot of people, especially on Twitter, are just trying to make money off Twitter monetization and putting out content to cash in on this girl's death. That's honestly why I haven't been covering stuff like this much lately, because it does feel like people are profiting off somebody passing away. But if you're putting out real awareness and helping people understand what's going on, that's different. Just pay attention to whether the information you're taking in about this case is coming from a place of genuine purpose or if somebody is just trying to make money off Celeste Rivas and David. When you see people saying crazy stuff and pulling race into it, that's a dead giveaway. They don't care about Celeste. They just want that $100 from Twitter monetization. That's what I think about this case right now. If I get more information, I'll bring it to you. Let me know what you think in the comments.